1 of 40 thread. And I actually haven't gone through this whole thing. So, Near Mega Thread. In this thread, I'm going to go over the Near protocol. In recent weeks, you've no doubt already seen them beginning to rise. This was when? January 2022. So the beginning of the year, 3 to 4 months ago. Which, it was about the same price as it is now. Right, Near is an L1 blockchain platform in development since 2018, with the mainnet launch on October 2020. Here, I'm going to give you guys this thread, by the way, just so you guys have it. The Near team is AAA+, and is collectively probably one of the most experienced blockchain platform teams in the space. I'm going to take his word for it because we have 38 more messages. The project's backed by over 40 investment firms, including A16Z, Pantera, Coinbase, Fabric, Arrington. So yeah, for that reason alone, you know, we know where the big money is, and always we want to follow the big money. If you don't know how to research, follow the moves of those that do, correct, and not crypto Twitter, but the people who do their research properly, institutions, smart. Near is the third most held crypto investment by VCs and hedge funds after DOT. So DOT, then Near, Oasis, interesting. Airweave, another one. Terra Luna did really well. Nervos, which I have, and I wonder why. I have Nervos somewhere. Okay, well that's not doing too hot. Mina, doing really well recently. Filecoin, good one. I've never heard of Keep, AVAX, Solana. Those are both good. Maker, that was from earlier investments, I think. So that's an interesting list right there. No, you guys can't see the Oasis is number 3, which is Rose. Another one on our list. So we want to keep that. What's Osmosis? Oasis or Osmosis? Hey, I'm getting a call from Toronto. Let me take this. I'm going to hang up really quick, though. Alright, so back to this. Utilizing their world-class background and expertise in sharded tech, the project has launched one of the most powerful L1s that exists in the space, a sharded proof-of-stake, high-speed, low-fee blockchain platform, and it's now live being built on. Cool. This is the ETH 2.0 here now. Vitalik has stated himself that Near presents a challenge to ETH based on its capabilities. For the majority of 2021, the project worked preparing the groundwork for the adoption phase. This included the launch of Rainbow Bridge, Near's bridge to ETH. The bridge is trustless and permissionless. Anyone can deploy, use, or join an existing bridge without the approval from anyone else. Another key element was the Aurora EVM. Ethereum Virtual Machine is what EVM is. Probably the most powerful EVM that exists. An ETH L2 that provides devs and users the experience of ETH on top of Near. Okay, so interesting. You have Near, and then you also have Aurora EVM, which is part of Near, but also an L2 of ETH, right? So that's an interesting sort of like Venn diagram thing that basically is like Aurora, you have Near, L1, competitor to Ethereum, so Ethereum, Near. Then you have Aurora, which is an EVM, part of Near, but an ethereal virtual machine, which is part of Ethereum. So it's an L2. That's an interesting combination. Aurora is Near delivers 1,000 times lower transaction fees compared to ETH and sub 2-second finalization. Interesting. Most of the wannabe L1s in the ecosystem of adoption have consists of a few metaverse NFT projects with no real substance that won't be around long, made by community members or friends of the project as a means of trying to create the perception of adoption. It's in this area that Near is in another league to those. Its early ongoing adoption consists of projects such as Graph Protocol, Etherscan, SushiSwap, 1inch, Kyber, Chainlink, Curve, and many others. Projects launching on Near itself are attracting millions of dollars of investments such as Oct Network and Flux Protocol. Flux raises 10.3 seed round to build DeFi infrastructure on Near. Interesting. As you began to see, through 2022, this ecosystem is going to explode in size, driven by one of the largest ecosystem development funds in the space, $800 million. It's a lot of money. A lot of money going to fix this problem, or solve this problem of ecosystem. This is backed up by many other grant programs and funds, such as another $350 million by Proximity Labs. Grants vehicle for DeFi. Interesting. The recent hirings of CirclePay, CEO, cool. For an overview of everything in 2021, which laid the groundwork for this year's breakout, you can read this great article from the team. Maybe we'll read that. What sets it apart? An important thing to realize is that Near isn't a project building something and just making grand claims of its tech. Sharding is live. Together with Aurora, this is delivering unrivaled capabilities to projects that they can utilize right now. These capabilities make Near a game changer to the DeFi space. There's also another huge reason why Near is different to others. There's a lot of L1s with communities and shillers that claim they will be the next big thing, that their season is coming next, that they're the next AVAX, Sol, or ETH. When people on crypto Twitter talk about how an exchange, an app, or a DeFi platform will be huge, their opinion is as valid as anyone else on it if they will do well, because they themselves are users of such things. They are the target audience of the project. With blockchain platforms, however, it's completely different. The critical target audience is not users, it's developers. The adoption is driven by developers and teams opting to build on it. The majority of people in crypto who you see shilling platforms have arguments about how platform A is better than platform B, have never worked a day in software development, let alone been involved in the process of selecting blockchain platforms based on requirements. It's something that takes a lot of experience. When those people say that platform A will be huge, they don't know. Many of the things people are shilled on with regards to blockchain platforms are nonsense. This is why most of the claims come to nothing. They are just investing in something that they are incorrectly think will be big because they don't understand what it takes for a platform to become the next ETH or AVAX. To get significant developer adoption in crypto, you need a combination of difficult to achieve factors. It needs to be AAA in every department. The number one requirement for dev adoption is that it's going to be around a long term. This is because building costs time, resources, and money. When you build on a platform, you become dependent on it, like making a house out of concrete instead of wood. It isn't easy to change your mind later without cost and time. This guy knows what he's talking about. Devs don't care if your platform has 1 million transactions per second if they can't trust in 18 months that the platform will still exist and be worked on. They may end up stuck on a platform with bugs, no updates, with the platform team having moved on to something new. This is what sets Near apart. It isn't some centralized effort by a company that could be gone in 2 years or moved on. It's way bigger than that. This is a massive decentralized open source effort. This is what leads to the success of projects like ETH and DOT. Beyond this, you need 3 further factors: the tech that meets their requirements and scales, and you need to incentivize them. Huge grants program. And 3, the most difficult, the platform needs a developer experience who makes it easy to work with and accessible to most developers possible, with the resources and tooling for them to build on it effectively. This developer experience is one non-devs never think to consider. What is it like for a developer to work with it? The platform can have great capabilities, but if it's a nightmare to work on, then it simply isn't accessible. This area is where Near excels and is what's going to set it apart from many other platforms. With Near and Aurora EVM, you can build, deploy Solidity-based ETH dApps with far greater performance and scaling than running on Ethereum and at far lower costs for users. But devs don't need to learn a new language in order to develop Near. So very interesting. So what you have for developers, which is always the case of them being the deciders of the future, is you have the Aurora EVM, which is Solidity. So if you're an ETH developer, it'll port to Near. And then if you're like a Solana developer, because Near uses Rust, then you can also quite easily move to Near without having to learn a new language, essentially. Near nodes run WebAssembly and can be compiled from most current popular languages. You can write smart contracts in Near in Rust or assembly script, which also means which means your average web dev can write them with minimal difficulty. And ETH is also going to move to WebAssembly in 2013. Near was built from the ground up to be dev-oriented, dev-friendly, and is a core element of the product ethos and its approach. Its devs and users tooling offers the lowest barrier to entry for users and new devs that any platform with the community resources. I don't know, that sentence didn't make sense. All this together is why I'm confident Near will be the most adopted L1 after ETH, because there's no other blockchain project comprehensively fulfills devs' team requirements to the extent of Near. Near is a decentralized, open source mega project built for devs by devs with a AAA team, the backing, the tech, the billions in the ecosystem grant funding, and crucially the community and resources to make it happen. This is the easiest investment in crypto. Research it. You can read the expanded Medium version of this thread below. And that's explaining why sharding is important. Amen. So, what would make Near scale differently than ETH or DOT? And when you say scale, do you mean scale in a sense of attracting developers, or are you saying scale in terms of like transactions per second, which would involve like the sharding mechanisms? So I'm assuming that the answer is this article, which explains sharding and how the transactions per second will scale. So we can read through it.